FlossTube. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Robin and you have found my channel, Lady Robins. I am really happy to have you all here. It is a beautiful day here in the Seattle area. I've got sun just starting to show up. It's been kind of overcast all day today, so we are in for good lighting. So that's always a good thing. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. This is my FlossTube number. I think it's 114. I usually get the numbers wrong, and it is Thursday the 28th of April. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am really happy that you're here with me today. As I say always, you are welcome to follow me also on Instagram. It is the exact same name, Lady Robins, and spelled with a Y. So you can check me out in 2 social media platforms if you'd like to. I have a lot of things to share with you this week. I'm really excited to have an opportunity to sit down and chat with you all. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get to it. This is a FlossTube channel. In case you haven't heard of FlossTube, FlossTube is where people talk about their cross stitching and their stitching and embroidery, knitting, all that good stuff. I just do cross stitch, so it's going to be a single topic for me today, as always. All right, let's have a beverage, okay? I'm gonna grab my cup, my mug of the day. If you haven't been here, I show off my collection of Starbucks You Are Here mugs, which are now discontinued in the US and Canada. They still make them for other countries, but no US and Canada, no new ones since I think it's 2016, 2017, something like that. Doesn't matter. But today I've got a vanilla latte and I have got it in this beauty. Are you getting an idea? Anybody? Bueller? Yeah, this is Disneyland. And look at, there is a Small World and the Matterhorn. There's the teacups, of course, and there's the carousel. This particular mug, they call it the pink carousel mug. They actually made 2 of them for kind of the Magic Kingdom area in Disneyland, and I was lucky enough to grab one of the pink carousel mugs. They're actually kind of hard to find, so yay! All right, like I told you earlier, I've got a vanilla latte in here, so let's grab a beverage and get to the stitching. What do you think? Let's do that. Ah, good stuff. All right, now that I've had 2 swigs, I think I am ready to go. So last FlossTube, I told you that I was going to FFO all day Saturday. I only had about 2 hours, so that means I only was able to FFO 1 piece, but that's okay. I am here to show you the one thing that I FFO'd, and you probably won't be surprised. I started with the piece for my dad. So I have FFO'd the Coffee Bird, and this is by Heart in Hand. And what I did was nothing fancy. I laced it onto a piece of acid-free mat board. I put a little batting on the top of the mat board, and then I cut 2 more pieces of mat board. These I did not put any batting on, and I just found a cute little coffee themed fabric at a local quilt store in downtown Kent. I believe it's called Running Stitches, I think. Anyway, it's in downtown Kent, and it just went perfect. So mounted the stitched piece on the covered mat board. I didn't do anything fancy. I just used Aleene's tacky glue to mount the fabric to the mat board. When I sandwiched them together, I put my ribbon, if you can see that, between the 2 pieces. So I've got a little hanger. And then once again, Aline tacky glued my coffee bird to the fabric covered pieces. So that's how I finished this for my dad. And I was all set to just run right over and give it to him immediately. And then it occurred to me, his birthday is at the beginning of May. So now I have a birthday present. Yay! So he will be happy to have this, and I am lucky because I have a finished birthday present weeks in advance, which is great. So this really was a super fun stitch. I had a blast. It didn't take me very long to do it. So if you need a quick small, I would say do one of the long-legged birds from Heart and Hand. They stitch up quick. So there is my FFO for Coffee Bird. I still have plans on FFOing my 2 berries, and again, I don't have anything on the calendar for this Saturday, so I'm hoping maybe I can get to berries this week for finishing, but we'll see. Things always crop up. I was so sure that I was going to have all of Saturday to FFO, and then it didn't happen. What transpired was my dad needs new frames. By the way, we'll have to talk about glasses. He needs new frames. He got new lenses last summer, and he reused his frames. And I think this might have been the 3rd time he reused the frames. And he pulled them off, and he showed me that the backs here, they're just disintegrating. It's the craziest thing, and they're really sharp, and they're really pokey. They're kind of poking the side of his head. So anyway, I called his optometrist and said, hey, I need to get him in to pick out some new frames and just reuse the lenses. Well, you know how that goes. Well, we look in the records. Oh, it looks like he's time for his annual exam anyway. So they asked me the question, is he fully vaccinated and boosted? He is fully vaccinated. I have been really remiss on getting them their boosters. So what I did was I lied to the lady on the phone, and I said, he's boosted, because I scurried on Saturday and I took them and got both mom and dad their booster shots. So when they show up for their eye exam, I won't be a liar, liar, pants on fire at that point. They will be fully vaccinated and boosted. But I just thought, this is ridiculous. I've been really remiss on handling that. So there you go. So instead of FFOing more things, I took the parents to get their boosters, and that turned into a complete thing. I thought it would take maybe 90 minutes. It took 2.5 hours. It was, from getting over there to getting them moving to the door and finding out that my mom's wallet had none of her ID in it. It's all gone again. And so that meant her Medicaid, Medicare, anyway, whatever that is, that card is gone. All our insurance cards are gone. And I thought, well, hopefully, because, we're going to the place where she gets her medications refilled, it won't be a deal. It was a deal. It turned into a deal. They wanted to see the physical card. And I told them, I said, I don't have it. She has squirreled it away someplace. I looked around the apartment before we left and I could not find it. In the end, the lady, I think she could tell I was about to have a meltdown. She said, I think we can push it through. Don't worry. So she did whatever that means, pushing it through, and I was able to get mom her vaccine as well. But she did say, please get replacement cards of those, replacements of those cards, because, I can't necessarily do this every time. And she's right. She's right. I, can't expect people to, do magic every single time I show up. But anyway, that's why I did not get a full Saturday of FFOing. So, but they're vaccinated, and nice thing, they did not have a reaction to the booster. My mom's arm was a little sore, but dad didn't have any problems at all. So that was really a load off my mind, because that's what has been preventing me from taking them, is I was just really worried that they would have some sort of reaction, and I just thought, I'm just not up for that. But God handled it. No reaction. So we're good. Okay, so after all of that nonsense, I did also have a finish. So let me show you my FO, my finished object. And this one, you've been seeing me work on it for quite a while, and it's finally finished. So I finished the Snowflower Diaries June piece. So yes, and there's a little story about this finish as well. On Sunday, I met up with a group of stitchers from 12:30 to 5. Our Pacific Northwest Stitchers group met at my friend Lynn's place. And if you're in the Seattle area, if you're, in this general area, feel free to join us. All the information is up on the Facebook page. So anyway, I had finished all of the stitching, and the bees' wings are lazy daisy stitches. And I've never done a lazy daisy. They look fairly simple, but I have to work myself up to try something new. I have to talk myself into it, and I usually have to watch 80,000 videos before I try something new. One of the stitchers was like, I have done those. I can teach you how to do this. You don't have to do research. So Melissa, thank you for walking me through it. She had a hoop. We put it in a hoop because I was afraid that it wouldn't look very good if I did it in hand. So I felt like I needed a hoop. Melissa loaned me a hoop. We put the piece in the hoop. She talked me through doing it. I got those little wings stitched up. And so it is a FO. Thank you to Melissa, who was a gem, who was a total peach to talk me off my ledge. So FO and FO, and I went crazy, and I had a new start this week. So the other thing that is going to be new for us to discuss is I'm digging in my stack of stuff here. I decided to start one of the Bird Crush Club's pieces. So I went and pulled out the hummingbird from Lindy Stitches. She has a monthly club called the Bird Crush Club, and this is the March bird. So the only, I'll just grab it because I've got it right here. I stitched the January piece, which is the Stellar's J, and so that is all done. And so then I decided I have got to get more birds stitched. So I kitted up the hummingbird. I'm using all the called for floss. I'm using the called for fabric. I stitch on 32 count. And so here is my start on the hummingbird, which is the March bird. You will notice that I have skipped the February bird for now, but I just really wanted to start that hummingbird. And what's really fun is Stephanie includes with your pattern, she includes a fancy floss. So this is going to be the fancy floss that we'll use for the body of the hummingbird. And this is Threadworks, and I think it says on the pattern, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's called Seafoam. So it is being stitched on 32 count water sprite linen by Seraphim Fabrics. I hope I said that right. I think so. This is just, I love this fabric. This is showing pretty true on my camera. So yeah, I have enough left over to do more fun things on this, but this is it's really soft, and the holes are easy to see. And yeah, I really dig this fabric. I dig this color, and I dig this Seraphim fabric. I believe this is the first time I've stitched on Seraphim, so it's going really well for me. So anyway, that was my start, which I'm having a complete blast doing. And then the stitched piece on the back, Stephanie said in the chart that she didn't stitch back and forth or even up and down. She just went all over the place, and she, put a couple stitches here and then went down there and put a couple stitches here. So that's how she got that beautiful modeling on her hummingbird. And so I'm planning on doing likewise, because her stitching looks fantastic, don't you think? So that'll be super fun to try that. So that was my start. So I had a fully finish, I had a finish, and I had a start all in 1 week, which, woo, who am I, right? Yeah, so that's been super, super fun. I did mention, like I said, that our Pacific Northwest Facebook group, Pacific Northwest Stitchers Facebook group, and I'll try to remember and put a link to that group in my show notes down below the video. And if you're in the area and you would like to join us, you can find the information. We try to meet once a month, but since we were kind of at the end of April and it seemed like everybody had lots of stuff going on towards the end of May, we're going to do it on Sunday. I'm looking down at my calendar to make sure I say this right. It's the first Sunday in June, so June 5th. So again, if you're in this area, feel free to join us on Sunday, June 5th. The address and all the information about how to get into, kind of the room will be on the page. So we would be thrilled to have you join us. So do that. And what's really cool about this space is there are floor to ceiling windows on one side, and then all the other sides, they're like, the windows are 3/4 of the length, and I'm telling you, it is beautiful lighting in there. You can see. I was shocked when 5 o'clock came. One of the gals was she picked up all her stuff and I said, "Oh, do you have to go already?" She goes, "Well, it is 5." And I was like, 5? We're supposed to leave at 5. Len said it didn't make that much difference. Nobody had their room booked behind us, but the time just flew. It just flew. And we had, let's see if I can remember all the people. We had Anita was there. Hi, Anita. And Elaine. Hi, Elaine. Lynn, of course, our host, was there. Sheila was there. Melissa, who helped me learn how to do the Lazy Daisy stitch, and Melanie, who was sitting right next to me. So we had a really nice group of people, but there is room for you. So keep that in mind for the 5th of June. So after all of that, what else did I stitch on? Well, I stitched on 2 other things. I have kind of decided to try and dust off 25/7 stitching, because I just adore doing it. And I've decided I only have 2 mornings a week where I have to be to work by 9:15. So I'm just going to give myself grace and just know that I'm not going to be able to stitch on those 2 mornings. But that means I have 5 other mornings where hopefully I can do 25/7 stitching. So what I have decided to do is I am going to keep working on my Year of Blackwork Sal. and have that be my 25/7 stitching for those 5 mornings when I can do it. So this is a free pattern. It came out in 2019, I think it was 2019, by Peppermint Purple. And Peppermint Purple has a Facebook group. You can find, I believe this is probably in their files. And so it has 25 boxes. So originally you were just supposed to stitch, 1 box a week. And then at the end of the year, you'd have a completed piece. Well, that didn't happen for me, but that's okay. And what I have done is I have created a rainbow for myself. And so here is my floss ring rainbow. And so each row is going to be a different color. So this was the first row, that I've already completed the first 3 rows. So that's the first row. That is DMC 328. Second row is DMC 603. Third row, DMC 917, and then the row that I'm just starting on is DMC 208. So that is my progression, and so I am just starting now. It doesn't look like much, but I actually, I have to create the black, outline boxes and then do the fill-in. So I've worked on it 3 times now, and for 25 minutes in the morning, enjoying my coffee. And so I am getting progress. So that's what I'm doing for 25/7 stitching. And in case you're new here and you haven't heard of 25/7 stitching, the idea behind it is you stitch on the same piece 7 days a week, and you stitch on it either 25 minutes a day or put in 25 stitches, however you want to figure out the 25. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to do the 7, but 25/20 or 25/5, that's what I mean, is probably going to be what it will end up being for me, but that's okay. It's better than nothing, right? So anyway, that is the other thing that I stitched on. And then the last thing I stitched on was my Huckleberry Farm. And you guys, I had so much time to stitch on this. Pardon me, it slipped to the floor. I had a lot of time to stitch on this piece this week. In fact, I was looking back at my calendar, and I stitched on this 4 days. So in case you're unfamiliar with it, this is by the Blue Flower Janine McGowan. And when I picked this up this week, I was up, well, let me just show you where I got to. I was up doing the fill-in on these mountains up here. And then I had just this much of the border, okay? So I was able to get the rest of that border where, I don't have any leaves or, huckleberries yet, but so all the border where there's no leaves or berries, that was all stitched this week. I finished the fill-in on the mountain, and then I started working on the house, and I'm working on the house. I did the fill-in on the mountains, and then I got this border running down the side going. So I'm really psyched about my progress on that. I'm doing this on a 36 count fabric. It's by Bestitch Me. It's by Brandy at Bestitch Me, and I've told you this before, but in case you're new, she custom dyed a piece for me because I told her what chart I was doing, and I said I basically want what the picture shows on the cover of the chart. She knocked it out of the park. She matched it spot on, and so I'm doing it 1/2, which is not what I usually stitch. I usually stitch 32 count, 2 over 2. That's what I do over and over and over again. But the model was stitched 1 over 2 on 36 count, so I thought I'd give it a try. It's working out fine. I'm happy with how it looks. I'm happy with the coverage, and it's kind of fun to only have to worry about one strand of floss at a time. That doesn't mean I'm giving up on my 32 count though, 2 over 2, because that's kind of my favorite. But I'm just having a rip-roaring good time on this one. So the other thing is, I was thinking about how on earth am I going to get this piece done by September, because the Jean McGowan is going to be one of the 2 designers at the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. And it occurred to me, hey, there's 6 pages in this chart, and we've got a little over 5 months until Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. So if I can get a page finish a month, who knows if I can do this, but that's my thinking, is if I can get a page finish done a month, I'll have it done in time for Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit, so I can show Janine that I finished her piece, which is, you know, so geeky and so silly, but I really want to do that. So I am going to be shooting for a page finish every month on Huckleberry Farm. You know me, I make these crazy plans, and then they never they never come to fruition, but that's okay. At least I've got a plan, and we'll see how it goes. But that's what I'm thinking. All right, what else do I have to talk to you about? Oh, the other thing I wanted to tell you is I met a fellow floss tuber face to face yesterday. I was brave, and I reached out to Susan Stanley, who is Stitch in Time. That's her FlossTube channel name. And I said, we have messaged each other a couple of times back and forth, or commented on each other's FlossTube videos, and oh my gosh, we're in the Seattle area, we should meet, blah blah blah. We've done it a couple of times, and so I finally got really brave, and I messaged her and said, hey, how would you like to really meet, and would this day work for you? And she was so generous and so gracious, and she said, that date doesn't work, but how about this one? Which worked for both of us. So we met yesterday up at Threadneedle Street in Issaquah. We had a great time in the store, and then after that we went to lunch, and we sat and chatted and got to know each other a little bit better. So Susan, if you're watching, it was so awesome to finally meet you face to face. And the funny thing is, we found out once we got to the store, and we both drive like 40 minutes to get to the store. We're like 5 minutes apart from each other. We could have carpooled. So that just tickled me. I'm like, oh, for crying out loud, I probably should have been a little more inquisitive about where exactly do you live. So anyway, it was such a delight to meet her in person. She is amazing. She's amazing. And while we were in Threadneedle Street, Susan was on the other side of one of the displays, and I overheard somebody saying FlossTube, and I've seen you on your FlossTube, and I, blah, blah, blah. And so we met another FlossTuber, brand new FlossTuber. Her name is Megan. Hi, Megan, if you're watching. And she just started a FlossTube. She has 3 videos out. Her FlossTube channel is called Seattle Stitcher. Her name is Megan, and she was there with her 4-year-old daughter, who is adorable, you guys. She's the sweetest thing ever, and she was very patient while her mom was chatting and shopping, and she was just a peach. Anyway, if you are watching this video, when you're done with me, go over and watch Megan, the Seattle Stitcher. She has amazing projects that she's working on. She just started stitching and she's already doing stuff on 40 count. She's not afraid. She's just going for it. She is working on Long Dog Sampler Pandemic. She's working on Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. And I can't remember the others off the top of my head, but I mean like two big pieces, and her stitching is really beautiful. So check out Megan. Hi Megan, in case I forgot to say that. So there is another floss tuber for you to watch. And of course, check out Susan Stanley, Stitch in Time. If you're not watching Susan, you should be. And speaking of floss too, because I am, I watched Needlebug, who is Karen Bug. I watched her latest floss tube, and it's all about her hardanger pieces. Oh my gosh, you guys, so beautiful, so beautiful. Hardanger is one of those things that makes my heart stop. The idea of cutting threads, you know, gives me almost anxiety, but man, her hardanger is out of this world. Knock your socks off, gorgeous. Go watch her latest video. You will not be sorry. It makes me think, oh, maybe I should be trying a hardanger, but you know, I don't know if I ever will, if I'll ever get that brave, but amazing stuff. So a couple of floss tube recommendations for you. The other thing is I have a book recommendation for you, and this actually came from Susan. She was she knows that I'm a reader, and so she suggested this book, and I'm going to show it to you. I've pulled it up on Amazon. Hopefully the glare isn't so bad. It's called Embroidering Her Truth. This is a nonfiction book. It's called Embroidering Her Truth, The Material World of Mary, Queen of Scots. And this sounds fantastic. I am definitely going to have to get a copy of that immediately. So again, there is your recommendation for a book to read. It just sounds phenomenal. Yeah, we all love the needle art, so that just seems like a no-brainer, right? Okay. I have a little bit of haul to show you, and when I say a little bit, I'm actually lying. I have quite a bit of haul to show you this week, which means there'll probably be no haul next week. I am not planning on making any purchases between now and then because I have purchased. So what have I purchased? Well, the first thing I want to show you, and I actually purchased this 2 weeks ago and I forgot to show it to you. I was scrolling through Instagram, and the Drawn Thread on their feed put out a pattern in, you know, I can't remember. I think the proceeds from this are going to help people in Ukraine, and it's called Peace. It's a, you know, it's a little scissor fob, you know, but a little bit bigger. I think it was all of $4. And so I purchased this and downloaded it. I haven't started stitching it yet, but I just wanted to make sure you guys knew it was out there because that's so pretty. It's just pretty. So yeah, go check out the Drawn Thread on Instagram. This was a couple of weeks ago, but I'm sure you'll be able to find it. So there is one of the things that I have purchased. The other thing that came in, I am in the Crazy Annie's 12 Days of Christmas Stocking Ornament Club. That's a mouthful. So I received my 4th one in that series. So there will be 12, one every month. And so I received that in the mail. So I haven't started any of them. I think what'll happen is, you know, probably in September, I'll start breaking these out because I would love these on my Christmas tree this year. So my Crazy Annies came, so that was fun. And then the other thing that I got was an order from 123 Stitch. Now my my friend Carla, who works at the library with me, hi Carla, she had given me a gift certificate for Christmas to 123 Stitch. I don't know what happens, but when I get a gift certificate, I feel like I have to spend it on the absolute best thing. I hoard it like it's my job. So I finally redeemed my gift certificate from Carla, and I want to show you what I picked up. So the first thing that I picked up was Winter Quakers, and this is by Rosewood Manor. Now, if you watch Caroline, who is Off the Grid Needle Arts, she is doing these quick little, what does she call it? Studio workshop notes, studio notes, something like that. Anyway, she did one last week on Winter Quakers, and she had Ellen, Ellen Reed, who is Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour. That's Ellen's FlossTube channel. She had Ellen stitch a model of this using their Leo and Roxy floss. So they did a floss conversion for Winter Quaker, and also they have a beautiful blue fabric that they hand dyed for this piece. I can't wait to stitch it. So I have not ordered the fabric or the floss yet from Caroline, but that is on my list. That's like the last thing I'm gonna order for a while. So I ended up, I knew that I wanted to do it, and I knew that I could get it on 123 Stitch. So that kind of, you know, broke the log jam, and I started shopping, and I used the whole gift certificate. So the other things that I picked up, you've seen everybody on the planet stitching this. I finally got my own copy, ABC by Primitive Cottage Stitches. I love this. I think this is adorable. I love all the bee things. I love the bee skeps, and I love the bees. And anyway, I gave in and I purchased my copy of that. And then since I was in a plum rose mood, I also picked up the Bumblebee Kisses, which is adorable. And what is this called? Home Tweet Home, which is also adorable. So I am looking forward to getting some bee things stitched up and in my house for this summer. So those are things that'll be stitched sooner as opposed to later. And then I just could not leave this behind. Heart in Hand, the Checker Bird series. Love that blue bird. He is so sweet. So that was what that is what happened on 123 Stitch. Yeah, I'm really excited by all of these new things. And then the other thing, this is what happened when I was at Threadneedle Street yesterday with Susan. I found this Prairie Schooler chart called Stockings, and this is a cardstock one. Yay! So I had to have that. I couldn't leave that behind. So I picked up that, and then the other things that I picked up were for kitting up projects. And so I found a fabric that I think is going to be really nice for my husband's anniversary gift, Reaping Love by Silver Creek Samplers. And so I picked up 32 count French lace. And yeah, all of the colors that you can see, I pulled my colors and I brought them with me up to Threadneedle Street, and all the colors look great on this when we did a floss toss on that. So I picked up fabric to start this for my husband, which he started to tease me, when are you going to start working on my piece? So that was fun. And then I had purchased Keeper of the Pins right after Needlework Galleria. Is that right? No, Needlework Market. And so I just thought, you know what? I just want to stitch it on good old vintage country mocha. So I picked up some 32 count vintage country mocha when I was up there. And then I was missing a few of the flosses. So I picked up the missing floss. And then when I was looking at the picture in the book here, one of my flosses, Mountain Mist, does not at all. It's supposed to be, it looks kind of blue. Looks like it's kind of got a blue cast to it. Mine, not so much. It's got some blue, but it's more kind of greens and beiges. So Denise, who is amazing at Threadneedle Street, we kind of wandered around and decided that green's my favorite color, and if it's going to be green, let's just really make it green. So we picked up this. This is called Cadet by Weeks, and it does have a little bit of a blue cast, but it definitely is a more saturated color than Mountain Mist. So that's what I'm going to do my bird in on Keeper of the Pins. So I'm so excited for that. And then the last thing that I kitted up is Helen D over on her channel for her 10,000 subscriber giveaway. She created what did she call it? Fabric and floss tube as her 10,000 subscriber giveaway for all of us. So if you like this pattern, head over to Helen's channel so you can download it for yourself. I decided that I'm going to match the colors in Keeper of the Pins when I do Helen's chart, so that when I stitch them all, they'll all match and look good together. So the few flosses that I was missing for those, I picked those up, and so now I have something like I now have three things that are completely kitted up and ready to go. So I'm gonna probably start working on some of those, although one of you guys said, hey, start your Roveris kit. You really want to, just go for it. So I'm taking you up on that. I do not do Mania. Mania is not my thing, because I can't imagine that many new starts. It gives me heart palpitations to think about that. But I am going to give myself a new start at the beginning of May, and it is going to be my Roveris kit. So there you have it. Oh, and then the other thing, WIPGO is called, and this is the month where the middle number in your WIPGO board, number 13, was called. So we have 13, 14, and number 8 are our 3 WIPGO numbers. And for me, it's hysterical. Guess what number 8 is? It's my second go around on Fill the Pumpkin. So number 8 is not a stitching thing. It is finish Fill the Pumpkin. So Phil's getting finished in May, which will be great. And you know me, it'll take me until, the 28th of May to even start it, because I'll be, panicking. And then what else? So that Phil is number 8, and number 14 is Coverlet Houses by the Scarlet House. That actually was a Mania start 2 years ago, and that was when I did a new start on Monday, every Monday in May. and I'd finished the other 4 because I think that was a 5er, I think. But anyway, coverlet houses was the only one I hadn't finished, so I thought that was very appropriate that that was called for May. So I'm going to be working on my coverlet houses, which will be fun. And then for number 13, what I had put in that space was to start a piece. My sister had asked me to stitch a piece for her birthday last year, and her birthday's in June, and I haven't started it. So I feel like, because I didn't have 2 stitching things for WhipGo, it was like the planets aligned, and it was like, oh no, you're not getting out of stitching. So I will have a second new start in May, which will be a piece for my sister for her birthday. And I forgot to pull it out of the bookcase behind me, but I'll show you next time what that is. So there you go. That is absolutely everything. I can't believe how long I yacked at you, but there you have it. Apparently I had 45 minutes worth of stuff to talk about. So you guys have a fantastic week. I'm so happy that you come and join me each and every week when I make a video. So thank you for doing that. Comment, like things, subscribe, do the FlossTube things, and have a good week. Don't forget, stitch happy, and I will see you when I see you. Okay, bye friends. Okay, now I'm just being silly. I told you I was going to tell you about my glasses. I found replacement frames for my original glasses with the help of my optometrist. When I brought my broken frames in and I told her, these are my favorite frames, she said, have you tried eBay? People sell their old frames on eBay. And I was like, what? She goes like, let me show you. She sat down at her computer. She found the name and the I don't know, the stock number, the ID number on the arm of the frame, and she goes, oh look, here's a pair for 30 bucks. She wrote this stuff down, sent me home with it. I went home, ordered the frames from eBay, 30 bucks, no shipping. I just took them down there, and she put my original lenses in these frames that I got off of eBay. So you guys, if you ever have a pair of glasses that you love, you might be able to find replacement frames on eBay. I just thought that was the craziest thing ever, and I couldn't wait to share it with you. So I'm back to the old glasses, my computer glasses, which I've been walking around wearing. Excuse me, now I have the hiccups, are back to sitting on my desk next to my computer. They don't have to be my regular glasses. So in case you noticed that my glasses were different, or back to the original, that's what happened. So I just thought that was hysterical, and I wanted to tell you that story, and I forgot. So now I really am gonna let you go. Have a great stitching week, you guys. You fill my life with so much joy. I'm so happy that you're here, that we're all part of the same stitchy tribe. So tribe members, stitch happy, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.